a company, selling at a food truck, that's badass, but that's probably not the company that we would work with at the
Yeah.
bank. That's just not our clientele.
That's not your
Got it.
your niche. I mean, you did
Yeah, niche, perfect
yeah,
way to explain it. Yeah,
'cause you
that's not
did
our
that-
niche.
yeah.
Yeah.
you
That
did
makes
say it was
sense.
like technology and healthcare, right?
Healthcare, anything, the innovation economy is
Yeah.
the term that,
Yeah.
that's being
Innovation.
used. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah, for sure.
Now I have a few questions around this.
Go ahead, go ahead.
One being, is like the Bay Area it for you, or is this like a thing like where is this most like successful? Makes sense. I know
But
because
before
obviously Bay Area's
before
a
you
big
get into
market.
that, what made you decide to go to the Bay? Was it just job or?
Yeah, I want to be close to the job. So this is a lot of these startups and everything are going to be in the Silicon Valley. That's like the birthplace, the place that these startups are. And it's also the place that the venture capitalists are at, right? Sand Hill is a super popular place. That's the most expensive real estate in the whole country. Sand Hill, I forget the price per square foot. It's super high.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But that's where they're at. Well, to be honest with you, some of that is spreading out with Zoom and online and stuff like that. There's one investor that spoke one time. He lives in Montana. Just flies to San Francisco every
No way.
once a week because you only got to be there once. So it's like when you're worth $100 million. I mean, why you know what I mean? I'll just
Yeah.
do a flight. Like it's not. I'll hop on a plane. I'll be home in the night to sleep in my own bed. So to answer your question, that's why I came to the Bay, was because that's where this is at. That's where I'm working currently in Palo Alto. So like that's I didn't want to commute. I didn't want to do anything like that. And to kind of answer Mark's question, I like it. It's not bad. It's pretty crazy. Coming from the Valley, it's a big change, but I do enjoy it. So I mean, I wouldn't mind staying there.
Mhm.
But ultimately, I think I won't have to.
Okay.
Like as this type of connection with online, with Zoom, with us, the bank and just the finance industry in general being able to expand, I don't think I'll have to stay there.
So do you never have to like physically go meet your client?
So right now, just because of COVID, now, keep in mind, I graduated July 2021. So I haven't been at the bank forever. I've only been there for less than, was it like 4 or 5 months? You know what I mean? So I picked up a lot in that time. But before they used to do that, before it was having dinner with clients, bringing clients to the office, talking like that. Right now, when I do go in the office, it's just because I want to. You know what I mean? Right now, we're from home. So
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Good for you. Do you get to? I'm guessing you get to at least meet with a lot of really interesting individuals.
Very interesting individual.
Like you probably have.
He's talking about $30 million loans.
I know.
So 100%. I mean, a lot of these guys are
Really smart.
really smart. But here's the thing, and I guess we could talk about it since this is called the startup. Like with entrepreneurs that are starting, their startups, they're pretty. I don't want to say the same. I mean, they all have the same characteristic.
Yeah.
But what's cool about it is like not all of them maybe come from the same spot. And one misconception that I had 100% was that entrepreneurs are going to be experts in finance. They're going to be able to just pump out financial statements. They're going to have this knowledge, know how to raise money, know how to use money. In reality, a lot of them are kind of shitty at it. I'm not going to lie.
Mhm.
But what they are good at is obviously working hard, solving problems, but being able to being able to think ahead of what problems their product's going to have in the future and being able to fix those problems now or build in a plan to fix them or know what's going to happen and know what to do when it happens, stuff like that. And they're going to be good at network. They're going to know who to find, who to talk to, how to raise money, etc. How they can get past, what types of hurdles their business is going to have. And a lot of times that doesn't take they'll hire somebody that's good at finance. You know what I mean? They'll hire a CEO that's good at operations. You know what I mean? They'll figure it out. It doesn't have to be, they don't have to be experts in that. That's so, but yes, if I meet interesting people, I do, but they're kind of, some of them are all the same. Like,
that's
I mean? They
amazing,
have
bro.
those core traits that I would say are real common.
Yeah.
Common amongst
You
all of them.
basically live like a TV show.
So it's funny you should say that because I mean, like I said, I'm not close to an expert yet.
Yeah.
I got a long way to go. I love working with my peers and my mentors because all the people that've been at the bank longer, sometimes it feels like they're speaking a different
Language.
Different language. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because and it's so funny because you'll look at something and you'll be like, these are the problems I see, and they're just like past that. Already.
Yeah, like
they're
they're
just like
ready
those
to
problems weren't even. Those are done.
Yeah.
Like we're looking at these problems. This is what we should be
Yeah.
thinking about. And it's like, wow, okay. But you mentioned living like TV show. The stuff that they deal with and the stuff that they do, I feel like, yeah. But some people in my company, 100%. I mean, we're talking dinners, events,
Mm.
like they're networking all the time. All
That's
they're doing,
amazing.
they're trying to sell stuff.
Are
They're
you
trying-
are you part of that? Are you doing that too?
so right now, like I said, I'm an associate. I would say that the titles are so. If anyone's like listening as a banking expert, like in that industry, a finance industry expert, associate's kind of a big deal, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I'm more of an analyst.
Okay.
My bank has kind of a little bit inflated kind of roles. Whereas if I was at, let's say, like a really big bank, like one of the top fives, I would be an analyst, not an
Okay.
associate. Once you turn associate, that's like, okay, like you're
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 there.
you're there, you're good. So I shouldn't have any problem, I don't think, getting to that point to where like I would be associate at my bank, it'd be a senior associate, but shouldn't be an issue. But a little bit of time.
Yeah, I have a I don't know if I ever introduced you to my cousin Thomas.
The one at Maryland.
No,
Yeah, Maryland.
no, Maryland. That's a different.
Oh, okay.
That's a different one of my cousins.
Yeah.
This one, but he actually works for BDO.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
applied there. I got.
So I have a question. Just I don't know if
Go ahead.
this is like something you can
Yeah,
answer,
yeah.
but because are those like similar?
BDO. I'm not sure what is your do you know what your cousin does?
I have to ask him
Because
he's
even my bank, we do like 5 things.
okay. Maybe because he's an
Yeah, yeah.
accountant and you're in finance. Those are obviously two completely
Yeah,
different things. So
yeah.
they probably do, yeah. Okay, so it's me.
But like for me, for instance, I'm on the commercial bank side. You know what I mean? There's like if you look at like let's just take a really big bank like Goldman Sachs, for instance. You know what I mean? Well, maybe they're not a good example because they're pretty specific. Let's take like Bank of America. Bank of America obviously has a retail bank for us. They have a wealth management for us. Stuff like that.
Mhm.
Investment products that we help out with. Then they have all of that stuff, but for rich people, private bank. You know what I mean? Then they have their investment bank that they work with, and then they have a commercial bank that's going to be for maybe mom and pop places, and then they have a bigger commercial bank for like really big companies that they
Yeah.
can sell debt products for those.
Yeah.
So
There's just all the branches. Of
yeah. So you can work in
Anything.
whatever one of
That's
those
insane.
niches, and then you're probably going to be called a banker in each of those. So that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I was just like when
I'm
we
just a
got here,
banker.
I was just tell people like, yeah, well, I'm a banker.
I'm a
This is what I do.
That's amazing.
It's so.
I'm a banker.
So I don't want
man.
to shift gears quite yet. I had one more question
Sure.
really. Like what are the roles like process like what does the level system look like in that system?
Yeah.
Because you know how obviously in like
Good
that
question.
story we had structure, right? Like
Mhm.
and how you elevate. And so like what does
Yeah.
that look like for you? Like what's your end goal?
Yeah, so it's super structured. At least in my bank as well on the teams, right? So I mean, you have an associate, senior associate, VP, different seniority for VPs, and then you have directors, managing directors, and sector heads. Pretty 2, 3 all the
Yeah.
way up there. And to get, I would say, to maybe a VP type role, you're going to be just doing like being good at your job,
Yeah.
essentially. To get to the director and managing director, I mean, this is where you're running programs. You know what I mean? You're installing new initiatives. You're rethinking. Excuse me, sorry about that.
You're fine.
You're rethinking new. You're looking at the products different. You're installing new things for the whole base, right? You know what I mean? You're really kind of pushing it. After that, I mean, you're really going to be sector head. That's almost like how we would talk maybe at the store or at another place where like when you start getting into like regional or like
Yeah.
not even regional, maybe past like above regional where you
Yeah.
deal with the whole like geographical area, maybe
Yeah.
like the west coast. That might not be something you ever even have an opportunity to in your life. You know what I mean? Just
No
because
way.
the people that are there, they're going to be there forever. And then, you're going to have a funnel of tons of people going for that. And generally when you do get up past that, sort of managing director type stuff, and it could be different at other banks. That's just how it is in my bank.
Yeah.
They might even do an outside hire, something like that. You know
No
what I mean?
way.
So like that's where like when you get to that point is where I might, if I'm still in this start of industry, I might be at a different because
Give
then
it a little
they'll
change of scenery.
yeah, because that's what they'll do. They'll bring guys who maybe have led teams at multiple banks. Now you're gonna lead a really big team over here at kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
We get guys in that have just crazy resumes where it's
Mhm.
like I didn't even know how somebody could do that in their lifetime.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
crazy.
Founded 3 companies, headed up this program at this bank, and did this, and it's like.
Can you walk us through like a deal you've done? Maybe not get too specific on it, but
Yeah.
Like something that stood out to you in a deal you've done.
Sure. So like, let's do good one would be so one company. This is actually a cool one because so this is kind of a classic example of stuff how stuff would happen at the bank. They had already been with the bank. They got in when they were in their startup phase, maybe I think Series A type range. And when they got in, they were given a line of credit, which is a little bit different than a loan. You keep drawing, it's revolving, drawing on it. They were given a line of credit and a term loan, so that they're both with a semi small amount, right? So that was cool. COVID happened. They were kind of maybe a little bit below the plan that they were forecasting, so they were kind of just coasting. Still able to pay their stuff, but sort of like we didn't really know maybe what was going to happen. You know what I mean? Are we gonna do anything with this debt? Are we gonna stay the same? Do we have to refinance it? Stuff like that. Then it got to the point where they were just on a tear all of 2020, just killing it to the point where originally we thought, hey, when we're gonna talk about net debt next time, it's gonna be when you're raising a Series B. Well, they don't need to raise a Series B. They got cash flow positive.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a problem. So then now the conversation shifts, and the deal that we're working on is upsizing their revolving line of credit 5 times. Like, so what they have, we're going to times it by 5, and they have all the assets that we need to see for them to do that. And then we're going to pay off the term loan that they had. And because they are doing so well, we're going to move on to maybe even bigger debt so they can look at acquiring other people. They do a leverage buyout of it.
Wow.
So kind of that's how quickly stuff could pivot, and kind of what, we'd be looking for, if we have, after we already got the company, they're not just going to stay, in our portfolio. We want to, if we can upsize them, we're going to, you know what I mean? We want to keep them with us, especially if they're going to have that type of switch to where grow
Expand
and go from being
low to high.
Yeah, low to cash flow positive. I mean, when I tell you these companies are burning millions of dollars. Like, you can look at the net profit line, it's -3 billion. Like, yeah. so we don't always look at like, okay, this company, we look at revenue for sure, but like, it's not always, is this company
profitable?
It's really never is this company profitable. It's okay, how long can with the amount of cash they have right now, how many months can they last with their current burn rate?
Yeah.
And if that's a quality number, if they got a year, cool. If they got 6 months, I don't know. Talk about it.
That's a risky conversation.
Yeah, I mean, risk is cool, right? Because I mean, you get paid for it.
Yeah.
So anytime there's risk, you get paid.
That's true.
And the second that you're not paid for your risk, is where you should maybe be in a different, or if you are not being, if something isn't risky at all, but you're getting paid a lot, I'd be questioning what's going on. Yeah.
I love it. If you don't mind, Jay, do you have any more questions around this kind of stuff, or do you want me to kind of change?
You can go ahead and shift gears. That was my questions for the for that.
Now, I know you and I don't know. Do you mind if I share names? No,
probably not.
Yeah. Okay. So I know you started that new line. Is it? Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know what you were gonna ask.
Yeah. No, I just want to make it.
I had no idea what you were talking about.
Creeps into his,
well, because on the names, I'm just gonna make sure we probably blank them out. I don't want people's names.
Don't name drop.
We'll make sure we do that. But I know you started that. You started a little subscription company.
Yeah.
Or you're part of at least a subscription company.
Yeah, sure. Subscription box.
Did you want to maybe talk about that a little bit?
Wait, is that Patreon you were talking about, or is that something else?
No, this is completely different. Yeah.
So Be Pure Power. Pure Power was the company of subscription blocks based off of bringing you healthy snacks, primarily snacks, not full meals, but monthly, kind of a discovery type of model where we hope to give you something that you haven't had before every single month, and always with health. It's going to be something that you can feel comfortable snacking on. Like, hey, if I fit this into my diet, it's going to be good. I'm going to be able to have that. It's sourced properly, etc. So that was something I had the opportunity to be a part of. Still am a part of, and has been going great. I mean, it's been exciting. It was good to go through that experience. It's crazy to see how easy it is to start something up like that, but then how hard it is to really maintain it, but like really grow it to do stuff with it, right? Like, I mean, it's you could probably start a business in a day and a half. Like, it's easy, you just submit some stuff online and you get going, but to really start seeing it, pivot to where it's now growing and you're bringing in cash and people are enjoying it, that's
That is honestly very true.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I could say we kind of deal with our own struggles, right? And so I feel like this is my first real time kind of doing something on my own, like with like my like thing I want